Yeah, I'll just say right off the bat, I'm so grateful to coach at a place that has the fans behind us the way that we do. I just said this to the fans after the game when I took the mic, but when I pulled up to the arena to see people waiting at the doors, that just meant the world to me coming off of the loss that we suffered the last game. And I think we all on the team probably needed them more than even we realized. And so that was just a really great thing to have and to feel their support. And so I'm just so grateful to be a part of the Loyal and True. But tonight's game was really just about us responding, coming off of a tough loss, and not necessarily even responding with a win, but the way that we wanted to win, the way we wanted to carry ourselves, and just get back to Cowgirl basketball. I think we were able to do that. I've got to brag on this one. I've been coaching our team really, really hard this last week, and she's just special in a sense of wanting hard coaching. So I'm really not surprised that she had the game she had or she's with me right now, because when you let your coaches push you and coach you hard, you're going to get better quickly. And this one, she wants it. She takes it incredibly well. So I'm really, really proud of her response. But overall, just proud of our team's response.
Specifically on that response, I would say over 40 minutes you were probably pretty happy. First four, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I think we had to get our bearings back, and those first 4 minutes felt identical to the St. John's game. Like, I think we turned it over the first time the exact same way. So that is something that it was just good to get the game under our belt to kind of get all that stuff worked out. And we still have a lot to work on, like a lot. But the first 4 minutes was definitely, I think, like we were still kind of in that playing a little bit fearful mode and playing to not make mistakes instead of playing to be the aggressor. So I was happy to see us shake out of that.
Lena, along those lines, did it feel like that to you? And what do you think snapped y'all out of it?
Yeah, I guess maybe just like a quick turnover, I feel like that. But we, again, are just talking about our response. So if we make a turnover, we're just trying to do the next best thing and give great effort. And we know the mistakes are going to happen, but it's all about how we bounce back, and we bounce back good tonight.
Lena, there were a couple times tonight, either when you would score or even just when you'd come out of the game, you got a little bit of a louder applause than maybe was already happening. Like, fans were responding to you specifically. I was just curious if you've noticed that already, and are you surprised considering you're new and a freshman?
Honestly, I haven't noticed it just because there's so much going on during the game that I think you don't even hear the noise. But, we have the best fans in the world, and I appreciate them so much, all the love and support they give. So I'm not surprised because they show out for us every game, and they're never quiet, and we love that.
Jacie, I know you got a million things going on during the game. Did you notice that fans are starting to sort of respond to her specifically?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with what I said. She's just, she's fearless. I've been saying that. She has a lot of, I think you could say, pressure on her just because of her last name. And so I think that garnishes a lot of attention. And that can push a kid different ways. And she plays because she loves the game. She plays because she's a competitor, and so she doesn't get caught up in that. But I think our fans or anyone who watches her, they're just attracted to the way that she plays the game and competes. But I'm just proud of her because, so I think that we probably don't all realize like the pressure that she could have on her because of who she is. Like, I was taking a walk today before the game, and some guy pulls over and wants to talk to me, and says, "Oh, you're the basketball coach," and it tells me this whole story about how he took his son to a baseball game at Wrigley Field, and Joe Girardi signed the ball, and heard that his daughter's here, and so that's just a small sample of what I get on almost a daily basis with her, and I can't even imagine what it's like being in her shoes, but she's just got this humility to her that she doesn't care. She doesn't get caught up in it. And she's so down to earth. And I think people love that because I think sometimes, when you have a certain last name, people think you might be a certain way, but Lena's just so sweet and down to earth, and it's kind of shocking to people, I think. But no, I mean, I could go on and on about her. She's really special, and I think our fans see that, and it's that simple.
Jacie, Staley scored her 1,000th career point tonight. She was in your first recruiting class here. Just what has it been like to coach her?
Well, I love coaching Staley. She's just so competitive. She's the type of player that will do whatever it takes to win. She's a coach's dream in that sense. Staley's another one that has really allowed us to coach her really hard this week in particular. And I'm seeing Staley coach her teammates as well. She's just a leader, and she knows how we do things. Anytime you get a kid who stays with you and doesn't transfer, that's a blessing in itself. Staley could have done that, several times now, but she's so bought into what we're doing. And, I think it's just cool to see things like that pay off for kids when they commit to something the way that Staley has. And Staley could care less about scoring. She does, because that's what it takes to help us win. But I was more impressed with her 6 steals tonight, and I think that's kind of where she hangs her hat as well.
Was it, I don't know if you noticed this or thought about it, but I thought it was kind of cool for Staley that she hit that mark on a three-pointer, and that was kind of I know that was something she got criticized for when she was a recruit, and she felt like she kind of wanted to prove to people that she could do that.
Yeah, if you want Staley to do something, just tell her that she can't. that works pretty well as a coach. So no surprises there. And honestly, even all that aside, Staley needed to make a couple threes. She made one the last game, but she was in a little bit of a shooting slump, so it was good to see her be able to knock that down.
Coach, kind of a two-part question. You have forced 34 turnovers today. You turn them into 46 points. So what was kind of going into the defensive side of it, just for the extra aggressiveness, and then being able to be effective turning that into points on the offensive side as well?
Yeah, we think with our depth and our speed in particular, we can really be effective with a press. We broke that out a little bit last game, and just, again, feel pretty confident in that. So I wanted to keep working on it more tonight, and just get those reps pressing. It's something that I've always wanted to do a little bit more of, but just feel like maybe we didn't have the personnel or the depth to do it in the past. So.
Lena, I wanted to get your take on Staley as you've gotten to know her and practice with her. What has stood out to you about her?
Yeah, Staley's like my big sister. We're extremely close, but like she said, her work ethic, her competitiveness is just insane. When she puts her mind to something, she's going to do it, and I've never really seen anything like that. So it's just really impressive how much she impacts the game. Even if she's not scoring, she's drawing 7 defenders. So, she's one of the best players in the country, and it shows every game.
Lena, you guys had 17 assists on 32 makes today. You've been really good as a unit, kind of sharing the ball overall. What was working today that you were able to kind of just get everybody involved and get assists on over half the baskets?
Yeah, we just talk about playing Cowgirl basketball. Coach has really just taught us how to really share the ball and share the wealth, and when we do that, the ball comes back to us. So we're really just focused on playing our best and moving the ball to just get good shots. We want the hot 9, the best shot on the court.
Lena, Jacie talked a little bit about what it was like for her coming back from the loss and coming up and seeing the fans. I was just curious, from a player's perspective, what was it like for y'all to sort of show up today and want to kind of put that behind you?
Yeah, it means the world to have the fans back, and just know, obviously they're always 10 toes behind us, so we're not surprised at all. We knew they were going to show up, but we really needed their energy tonight. We needed a bounce back win because we're pissed about what happened last week.
So it was
Good.
It was 7 minutes into the third quarter before Corpus Christi gets their first points of the third quarter. Kind of for either one of you, the ability to kind of keep your foot down, even with a big lead on the gas pedal coming out defensively into the second half. How has that come along this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about she threw out a baseball term in that huddle. She wanted us to talk about what a shutout was. So I was really impressed with her baseball skills. But, I mean, honestly, I'm pissed that they even got a point. We wanted to keep them to 0, but we're never taking our foot off the gas. We're trying to run the ball down people's throat for 40 minutes and make their life miserable. So we're never taking our foot off the gas ever.
I mean, I can't.
As it hurt in the moment to lose that game, how important is that going to be in kind of the season story of this team and where you go from here?
Well, it depends on what we do with it, right? So if we sit around feeling sorry for ourselves or don't work on the things that were exposed about us, then we're going to have that feeling a lot more. If we can embrace it and look at it as an opportunity to get better at the things that we weren't very good at and still need to get better at, it's going to turn into a lesson that I think we're all really grateful for. And I'm still kind of waiting. Like, I think tonight was a great first step. We did what we needed to do, but we've got 2 really, really tough games ahead of us. Actually, a lot of tough games ahead of us, because even when we get back, North Texas is really good. They're having a good season. We've got to go there. OU is having a phenomenal season. I mean, it's the road is tough ahead of us, and so I'm really looking forward to just continuing to take these next couple days of practice, figure out how we can get better, knowing we need to be a lot better in the Cayman Islands. But yeah, I think that this can be something that, turns into a really great lesson that we're all really grateful for, or a lesson that we just have to keep learning the hard way. So still kind of waiting on that from our team.
Jacie, I think y'all have had 5 different lead scorers through the first 7 games. Y'all kind of had, I think, similar numbers to start last year. Does this group feel like that might be more sustainable in terms of not having to rely on 1 or 2 to be the top person every night, how it kind of ended last season?
I don't know. That's a great question. I would have told you I felt really, really good about our depth going into that St. John's game, and then I didn't really feel that in the St. John's game. I was grasping. So that's still really to be determined. Do we have the talent on this roster? 1,000%, yes. Do we have the toughness? Still waiting to figure that out.
Anything else?
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering, so you called that timeout with 6 minutes left in the first after going down a little bit there. What'd you say to your team in the timeout? Because you guys came out and you scored, your team scored 17 unanswered to end the first. So I was just wondering what went down in that timeout there.
I think I was seeing red. I don't know. Do you remember?
It was probably a lot of, let's wake up. That's a nice version. Wake up, because we need to play better basketball. That can't happen again.
Yeah, I think just like, we said coming off the loss, it's like we're not going to just get better at the things that we need to get better at because we say we want to. We're going to have opportunities to respond and actually do it and execute it. And that was that, right? Like, okay, here we go again. So now how are we going to respond in this moment? We were a bunch of softies in St. John's. I mean, we were soft. Like, there is no other way to say it. The only other way to say it is we were a bunch of poodles, and they were pit bulls. And that's what we've been talking about all week long. And so that timeout was probably a lot of, okay, like, are we going to really? Like, we going to keep being poodles? Because we got to be pit bulls here. So I thought our response was good, but I'm definitely sick of having to talk about poodles.
I mean, speaking of response, Coach, I mean, Haley had 25 today and felt like she was diving for every loose ball. I mean, St. John, she didn't have her best game, so kind of what did you like about her response?
Loved her response. Can't really ask for a better response. She, it's not just about her scoring it. I think it was great for her. She's an elite shooter, so I know that the offensive game for her the last trip out was not who she is at all. But I think a lot of times as a shooter, and Lena knows this, any shooter would tell you, like you're going to have bad games, you're going to miss shots. And for her to keep shooting at the clip that she did, I think says a lot about her, and it says a lot about just our team's belief in her, that we all want her to shoot. But she's tough, responded exactly the way I thought she would.